Alright, that's a lot better. So if you saw the beginning of the video, I was up in that parking garage up there, but I figured this was a way better spot to record. But yeah, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video, I just figured I'm going to be talking about the reality of daily driving this car. And before I get started, I just wanted to say, like, there's nothing wrong with this car. Like, it's absolutely fine. I would never trade this car in for anything on the market except maybe a Supra, and that's like if it's the exact specifications I want it. But yeah, no, I would never sell this car. But yeah, if you're new, I'll explain what I got. So this is my 2024 Subaru BRZ in World Rally Blue. This is a base model. It comes with the 17-inch factory wheels, Michelin Primacy Sport tires, obviously 6-speed manual transmission. And since owning the car, I've put about I want to say maybe 9,000 miles on it. And I know it's super low, but to be fair, like, I only drive this car to work as of right now, and my commute is like 3 miles. Like I said, this is a commuter car, so I drive it to the gym, I drive it to work, I drive it to the grocery store. It's my only car. So I know the ups of this car. Hair getting in my mouth, my bad. I know the ups of this car, I know the downs of this car. So I'm gonna just be going over them in like a list. So yeah, the first thing, and these are like super nitpicky things. Like, these aren't even like make or breaks, honestly, but it's just like super nitpicky things, bro. But the first thing is gonna be gas mileage, guys. Gas mileage. This thing takes 93, and I think it can hold, I want to say like around 13-14 gallons. I'll edit it in post if I'm wrong, but yeah, that's how many gallons it holds. And with it being a manual, obviously it's going to get worse gas mileage. I average around 90, that'd be absurd. I average about 23 miles a gallon, and that's literally with driving like 20-minute commutes to the grocery store, to my job, to the gym. So even as conservatively as I drive it, I still get pretty bad gas mileage. But you know, it's a sports car. We don't buy these for gas mileage. Second thing about this car that makes it not hard to daily drive, but slightly annoying, is how long it takes to warm up. Now, I don't have experience with other sports cars, so I can't say for sure, but it always just feels like this car takes forever to warm up. Like, I feel like I'm driving this thing and I'm just lugging it around for like 15-20 minutes before it's ready to go. So the way you know when these cars are warm is you have to watch the oil temps. This is usually a Subaru thing or a Boxer thing. And honestly, just a sports car thing. Is you wait for the oil to get hot, you wait for your tires to get hot, you wait for, you know, everything to just get lubricated and ready to perform. And then once you're done with that, then you can start hammering the car. So in most people's cases, this probably won't be a problem, but the reason it's a problem for me is because since my commutes are so short, it takes forever to warm up. And by the time the car is actually warm, I have to just park it up and go to wherever I need to go. So keep that in mind. If your commutes are short, don't expect to be having fun in this car, because warming up this car, I'll tell you, I keep it under 3K RPMs, right? 3K RPMs, and this car does not like to shift, but I'm gonna get into that next. But yeah, I keep this thing under 3K RPMs when I'm just letting it warm up. It lugs around. It's not fun. It clunks. It clacks. This is I think the way people describe it is it's like a 90s car reincarnated. So it feels very mechanical. It's not smooth at all. So I'm just putting that out there. This is not a smooth car. Thing on my list about the truth about daily driving a BRZ or a GR86 is that the clutch is not smooth. The clutch is not smooth. The gearbox is not smooth. The whole pedal box, gearbox, clutch, all of the transmission stuff, it is not smooth at all. Like, if you're daily driving this car, it's not going to be comfortable. Like, people say, oh, it's fine, but I promise you, it is not comfortable. Like anytime you shift, it is gonna be a clunk. You're gonna jerk. It's not a smooth ride. Now, I will say though, this car is a street legal race car, and what I mean by that is that if you want to shift smoothly, then you have to rev it out. Like you can't baby this car. Like if you want to get the most out of it, it needs to be revved to the max, and that's kind of the situation with most naturally aspirated vehicles, but this one especially. And if you're daily driving this thing, sometimes you don't want to rev it out. Like when I'm driving this thing, you know, I don't feel like driving sometimes. I'm just trying to go to the store and just get what I have to get done. I'm driving it. And sometimes I don't always want to rev it out. I just want to chill. I just want to cruise. But, you know, the lower the revs, the more it's going to jerk. So you have to be driving this thing with intention. You can't drive it like a wuss. You have to rev it out every shift. And sometimes that just gets old. And I'm gonna come around here. But I have an AWE touring exhaust, which is one of the loudest exhausts for the car. And shifting it, not shifting it, my bad. Damn, what was I gonna say? Yeah, revving this thing out with an exhaust is not... Oh, I'm zooming. Revving this thing out with an exhaust is not fun all the time when you're just trying to chill. But I mean, that's what this car is. So again, it's not a knock against the car. It's just like, if you want to daily drive this car, then you need to drive it like a race car. Just saying. Don't be mad when it doesn't perform when you want to drive it like a Camry. We're on the topic of the gearbox. I think it's a good time for me to talk about the shifter. And this car does not like to shift in first gear, second gear, or fifth gear. It does not like... I don't know what it is, but the way the transmission was built, though, it just... I don't know. It just struggles to get in those gears. It doesn't matter if it's high RPMs, low RPMs. It could just be the rev hang, but like you really got to hold in the clutch and release it slowly for it to actually shift smoothly in those gears. And again, you combine this with warming up the car, you combine this with traffic, it definitely gets annoying. Anytime I shift into second gear, I have to be mentally awake because it is definitely gonna jerk. Fifth gear especially, like it is really, the car, like it doesn't, this could be driver mod issue, but it doesn't really want to shift into fifth gear. You really got to just push it in there. Again, unless you're revving it out to the max. If you rev it out to the max, everything about this car is magical. But again, you're not going to be doing that if you're daily driving, so keep that in mind. All right, now this next thing I'm going to talk about, I haven't seen in any videos online. So this is something that definitely nobody talks about, and that is if you daily drive a special car like this, especially a BRZ, then the magic disappears very quickly. And this is kind of a culmination of like everything I just talked about, but the magic really does disappear. Like it settles in. Like this thing is mechanical, this thing is clunky, this thing is slow. I know I'm gonna make a lot of people mad when I say that, but let me explain. It isn't slow because of the horsepower, right? It's not slow because of any of that. It is slow because of the short gearbox. Let me explain further, right? The gearbox of this car is very short. Thank you. The gearbox of this car gets looks, I'm telling you. People see Mustangs and Camaros all the time, but when they see this, I'm telling you. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the reason why this car is slow, it's not because of the horsepower, but it's because of the gearbox. So the gear ratio, my bad. But the gear ratio of this car is very short. So to get up to 60 miles an hour, you got to roll through first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, then maybe you're at 60. Meanwhile, all the cars next to you, they just hit the pedal and they're gone. I can't tell you how many times I've driven this car in traffic, right? And I'll be at a red light. The light turns green, I'm first. I'm putting it into first gear, I'm going, and then I shift it into second, the car behind me is about to rear end me. Every time. Like, consistently. It's not even... This happens every time. Every time I shift this car into second gear off the line, I'm constantly just looking at my mirror at the dude behind me, just waiting to just smack the rear bumper. So yeah, that's another thing. This car is slow off the line. You really got to just rev it out up until you get to around fourth gear, and then maybe you're good. But yeah, so short gear ratios are what make this car slow getting up to speed. Now once you're in fourth or fifth gear, sixth gear, you're chilling. But you know, most cars are going to pass you, people are going to honk at you. Like, just be prepared for that. Okay, now this next thing that I'm going to talk about is arguably one of the most important points that I have in this video. And that is that this car, daily driving it, is going to be boring if you live in a state with no back roads, no canyons, no sort of twisties, right? Because this is obviously a car that you need to be taking turns fast in to get maximum enjoyment. But if you're like me and you live in a state like Florida, I mean, just look around. Like, it's flat, right? It's flat. All there is straights. There's highways. Like, it's very rare that I come across a back roads that I can actually, you know, enjoy by myself without there being any traffic on. So this is a make or break because this could ruin the car for you. Now for me, it doesn't ruin the car for me because, one, I don't plan to stay in Florida my entire life. I definitely plan on moving to a state with more twisties, more canyons, aka California. I'm moving to California. Someone please get me to California. Help. Get me out of Florida, please. Sorry, I don't know what that was. But yeah, it's not a break for me because I'm not going to be staying in Florida, but just understand that if you live in a state with nothing but highways, it's not going to be a fun car to daily drive. You're going to have more enjoyment with a Camaro, with a Mustang, you know, something with a Supra, even something with just a little bit more power, something that's a little more quicker, something that's quicker off the line, and something with a bit more tuning potential for that high horsepower. But unless you really like this car, like I do, I can't recommend owning one in a state like this unless you, again, really like the car. Now, if you're looking for a car, just any car that's going to satisfy a need, and you live in a state like this, definitely don't get this car. You're probably just going to end up selling it. You're going to go on forums and you're going to complain how slow it is. And then people like me are going to have to tell you that you bought the wrong car for the wrong reason. All right, and my final point about daily driving a 2022 to 2024 or 2025, depending on when you're watching this video. Did they release the 2025 models yet? I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, the point I was trying to make was that the paint sucks. Now, I don't mean that as in the paint looks bad. I mean, obviously the paint looks good. Look at this thing. In the sunlight, this thing is just busting. But I mean the quality of the paint. This is a very, very, very thin layer of paint that they use on these cars. And if you daily drive the car, it's going to get scratched. It's going to get scuffed. Now, I'll show you an example, right? But this is what your front bumper is going to look like. And this could be with any sports car that's low. But I mean, look at this. A rock hit me right here. And it scratched the paint right there. And I'm pretty sure that's metal layer. So, look, more paint chips right here. Paint chip. Paint chip. This is just dirt. And then I'll come around here. This is from when I scraped the wall in my garage like an idiot. Paint gone. Side markers gone. So it has very weak paint. So keep that in mind if you're going to daily drive this car, is you're going to get a messed up front bumper. It's inevitable. The car is low. Every state has bad roads. I mean, shoot, look where I'm standing. So it's gonna happen, right? This thing, you're not gonna keep this thing looking pristine. The only way to keep it looking pristine is if you obviously get some sort of clear bra or like a ceramic coat or a PPF. That is one thing I regret not doing, is PPF and ceramic coating at least the front hood, or not the front hood, but the front bumper and the rest of the car. But you know, it's a money thing. I couldn't afford to do it because I had shelled out most of it on getting the car. So I'm not too worried about it because I can always fix it later. Oh, here's another one I forgot to show you. This right here, gone. But this one was, again, from the wall incident, so mainly my fault, but you get the idea. Just prepare to spend money. If you like keeping your car pristine looking, prepare to spend money on some sort of PPF, at least for the front bumper, so that you don't get cooked like me. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. If you like these type of videos, just let me know. I can obviously make more about the things I do like, the things that maybe I wish were done better with the car, things I dislike. I mean, this kind of was a video about things I dislike about the car, in a sense, but it's mainly just warning the new people about the car and daily driving it. Because I know a lot of people that buy these cars, they don't even daily drive them, so this doesn't pertain to you. But for the people like me, maybe people my age within like that, 18 to 25 range, that this is their only car, this is stuff that you got to look out for. So yeah, if you like the video, just hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. And did I already say like the video? Yeah, do all that homework. But yeah, more videos coming soon. I'm gonna keep these going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. God bless. Peace out.